not there for people to be like he's there for human connection. That's what people need.
Sure,
And I just don't think an AI can't replace that, and so I don't see what the point
But the thing is that if the AI writes exactly what I would write and the points that I would point, what's the difference?
No, but it's right. So I would suggest possibly that these sort of forums don't exist for people to make points. They exist for people to make connection, not to go. This is what you need to do. Is there as a peer support group, not as a this is. Bam, do this, do that. This is what you have to do. It's not there for that.
I don't write replies in that. I just like go, basically trying to empathise with what they're going through.
But you're not empathising if you're using an AI.
Well, because the AI knows how to empathise.
No, the AI does not understand empathy.
But when I empathise with people and then ask the AI empathises with them in the same way.
Yeah, no, but the AI, right, so Lee, you really need to read my book because it totally goes into this. AI understands tone. It doesn't understand ethics. It doesn't understand empathy. It understands the tone.
Well, with guardrails, it will understand ethics because it won't tell you how to make a nuclear bomb. And that's
no.
thing, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it understands ethics. It understands tone, but it doesn't understand empathy.
Well, yeah, but a lot of people probably need empathy, but they also sort of need a bit of a kick up the backside.
No one in that group needs to kick up the backside, Lee. They need support. You don't support people that are traumatized by kicking them up the arse. Nobody would ever suggest that.
Actually, when you, I think you're talking on the side of the addict.
No, I'm talking on the support of the side of anyone in a peer support group, Lee. It's not about addiction. It's about people that want human connection. That's what these groups exist for.
The people that aren't addicted.
No. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's a peer support group.
Yes, but
it's a peer support. It doesn't matter if it's about addicts or the loved ones of addicts. These things exist for human connection, not for people to go on there and sort of use an AI to tell people what they should be doing with their lives. And Lee, the reason you should be on there is not to be doing that. The reason you should be on there is to get a greater understanding of how to process your trauma.
Yeah.
You're not doing that. Lee, you're not doing it. If you're not actually having a real, if you're going, right, well, I need to talk to 500 people today because I think they need to be told what they should be doing. I'm not saying that is what you're saying, but you don't need to be hitting numbered metrics in a group like that, Lee. You need to be making human connection.
I don't give advice.
Human connection.
I don't give advice. I just say what I do in that situation. I don't give advice. I say, this is what happened to me, and this is what I did, and this is how it turned out. Yeah, and this was bad, and this was good.
So then, why are you asking an AI? Because an AI doesn't know you.
No, but all you don't understand. The patterns are the same. The patterns are the same. The patterns are always the same.
Lee, I've worked with addicts for 10 years.
You've worked with them, yeah.
Yeah.
But the pattern, of like when you're supporting an addict is the same, yeah. And some people have real difficulty supporting addicts because they think it's their fucking problem. You know what I mean? It's not my problem.
Yeah. No,
but I thought it was my problem.
Yeah.
So surely I've made some fucking progress. Surely.
Well, yeah, no, but that's not what I was saying. I was just saying. Basically, my point is, I think you would get more from engaging in this forum without using AI. And I'm pro AI. Well, not pro AI. I use AI all the time, but I just think
I've been in this forum for like 5 years, and I was doing that before AI even existed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I know the kind of replies that I do. So when the AI comes up with something, and I go, fucking hell, that's exactly what I'd write. It's like it's trained on what I fucking put.
But why don't you just write what you'd write?
Because I'm testing the water about whether AIs can be helpful in psychotherapy.
Okay, so Lee, I've literally written a book about this. I can't believe you've read it. But no, they can't. They cannot be helpful in psychotherapy. They're too sycophantic. They like if it hallucinates.
it's just
This
a-
is how you get AI psychosis. It's because fucking
But
you start
it-
thinking it's telling you what you want to hear, and then sometimes it hallucinates,
you're
and you
taking-
believe it, and you fucking end up topping yourself.
yeah. But that's this point where we are right now. I'm You know, I don't. You know, I care about where we are now, but I care about where we're going to be. Yeah, like so. In 10 years' time, will you be able to tell a proper therapist from an AI psychotherapist if you're not told? Will it be that good? You know, will it be able to sort of
Will it pass the Turing test? I mean, the large language models pretty much can now,
yeah.
but like at the moment, no, they cannot be a therapist.
No, they can't.
No, they can't.
But they can write fucking great replies to fucking
But
simple questions.
yeah, but people can ask an AI themselves, and this is the thing that I came back to before. If you're not telling them it's AI, it's
I
disingenuous.
wouldn't want them to talk to an AI directly because it might
Because
hallucinate and hurt them.
Yeah, but Lee, I'm not being funny, but you know, you've said to me that you've learned a lot about addiction from me and me talking to you, and I'd like to think you have, which means that you're still learning, which means you aren't in a position to be able to tell whether an AI is hallucinating or not. Not being funny, but you fucking know.
I think I can.
And maybe not around addiction.
Well, you know, it says, right, okay, well, what you need to do is go around the addict's house.
But Lee, you're literally traumatized by addiction, right? Am I wrong? You said you've got PTSD and it was caused by an addict.
Yeah, but
No, am I wrong? You said you've got PTSD caused by an addict.
It's quite likely.
Right, okay. So, if you've got PTSD caused by an addict, do you think you are in a position to advise addicts? Do you think that's safe?
I'm not advising addicts. I'm not talking.
Sorry, not advising addicts. Advising people that are in the same position that you
I'm
were.
not advising them either. I'm just telling my story in a reply.
But it's an AI.
Yeah, but you know, not always, Louis. What the fuck?
So I just think it's really worrying that you do that because I think you need to like it's only because I care about you I'm saying this stuff.
But the thing is,
You need therapy, Lee. You can't.
Do you think
You're not getting the therapy you need by doing that? It's really
I'm
unhealthy.
not doing it for therapy? Yeah, like I've gone through. You know, I've gone through this process. Yeah, and I've survived. Yeah. A lot of people there.
Okay, but then my point is, I don't think you're helping other people by doing it. I think it's dangerous. I do. I don't think you're doing it maliciously. I think it's dangerous to do that unless you're honest about what you're doing. If you're really upfront about it and go, look, I googled it and this is where AI'd it and this is the response. But if you're not telling them, it's disingenuous.
Yeah,
and these like peer support groups. Peer support groups are based around trust, so you need to be genuine. Otherwise, it's really dangerous.
So if I can use a reply and then rewrite that in my own words, because I agree with everything the AI said.
No, but why are you asking the AI?
Huh?
Why are you asking the AI?
Just to double check.
You've just said that you're. If you're writing your thing, you're double checking it against what an AI. Can you audit my response?
Yeah.
Right. If you're doing that, that's absolutely fine. If you're asking the AI to write your response, that's really not fine.
No, basically, sometimes I write a response, and then I get that to audit it.
Yeah, no, that's fine. If you get the AI to audit it, I get that's fine. But it has to come from you, not the AI. If it's coming from you first, I don't have a problem with it at all.
If I got an AI and trained it on all the responses I've done from a human, yeah.
Marmite's trained on all my responses, isn't it?
So it's basically.
But I'm not going to get Marmite to write something for me and pass it off as my own.
Sure. Yeah, because a cat.
Oh yeah. Even like I got Marmite to write a fucking thing to Danny. I was told her I've had to get the AI to write this because I don't think it. And so it's written in third person. It was Marmite talking to her, talking about me in the third person. Fucking weird, possibly mental thing to do. But I told her it was obviously written in AI because it talked about me in the third person. And that's kind of what I mean. It's like I couldn't have. It's like the final email that I did send her. AI did help me write it, but it was only because it was such a hard email to write. and I don't think I told her that. It was from me, but yeah, that's the only time I can think where I've not been very open about it. But fucking, it was worthwhile sending or doing that because it stopped me from fucking killing myself. Like, that relationship needed to be done, and that was the way I had to do it. And I severed the relationship, and I wasn't continuing
You
one.
did good.
Yeah, but it does. Ultimately, I don't give a fuck whether she thinks it was AI or not, because the main thing was for me to sever that
Do you
connection.
think it's AI?
Well, no, like she might have done, yeah. Like I don't. It definitely wasn't.
Did you read it before you sent it?
Oh God, no, totally. It was
And
fucking. It was. Do you want to read it?
Was it something that you'd say?
Oh my God, it's fucking. Is the. I was like, bam, when I sent it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no, I got the AI to help me craft it, but I didn't get the AI to write it. Like, bro, I fucking.
So,
do you want to read
yeah,
it?
so
It's fucking brutal.
I don't want to read it.
It's the
do not
finishing
want to-
move of relationships.
At this moment,
And I needed the AI to help me figure out what I wanted to say. I didn't get it to say it for me. So it was like I had a conversation with the AI trying to figure out my feelings about it. It's like there was, and this is why AI can't do therapy, because if I wasn't really self-aware and trained in mental health, I could have gone well mad doing that. It was really risky. And luckily the DPCS came out of it in the end, and not a mental breakdown. But it was, I'll show you that statistic, right? 0.1% of users in the world, right? Can you imagine how much time I must have spent? That is that is a mental amount of time. It's lucky I haven't gone mad spending that amount of time talking to AI. So, when you say, like, when I tell you it can't be a therapist, think of that statistical anomaly of 0.1%. I'm not saying that from no experience. I had a mental breakdown and not tried to get AI to therapize me. But it certainly did support me in certain ways, but only because I developed this fucking mad infrastructure based around language, where I was getting it to decode language for me, essentially, to help me make sense of it, because I was getting gaslighted. Honestly, you really should read my book, Lee, because I just go into a lot of detail about this. But yeah, he's really not going to be a therapist anytime soon. And I can understand why you'd look at me and go, but you use AI all the time and you engage with people. But I think the main thing is that it's very obviously AI, and I don't try and hide that.
Yeah.
But I do get human connection out of it, which I kind of like. And the other thing is all of the inputs to the DPCS system is human. Like, I screenshot people's actual comments, and that's where the content comes from, is literally based on humans' outputs.
Yeah.
Like, so it's very different to what you're doing, and I'm not saying one's right or wrong, but I just know what those groups are for, and they're not there for you to experiment with AI in if you're not being open about
it would be worse if I didn't know the subject matter. If I was just going into those groups and just doing AI responses and not curating them, overseeing them, rewriting them.
But I'm just saying yes, that would be worse. It would be worse, but I don't think that makes. I think the main thing is, I think you're kind of missing the point of being in those groups in the first place, because I don't think you'll learn anything doing what you're doing. But
Louis, sometimes if I've got time, then I'll write the response myself. It depends how I feel, you know what I mean? And sometimes I feel that I just don't have the energy to engage, but it needs to be engaged with because this person's like shouting into a void, Do you know what I mean? It's just purely time and energy.
I think you do it more for you than you do it for them. That's my feeling.
Why do you go to a fucking self-help group? You go there to fucking help each other. Surely.
Yeah, but I'm saying I don't think you're helping them by doing what you're doing. I might be wrong, but I just think, and if you do think you're helping them, the one thing I'd say is tell them
Well,
it's
the thing
AI.
is, it's kind of like,
And if you don't want to tell them that it's AI, then why don't you want to tell them that it's AI? It's just ask that question to yourself
if they
because.
ask, I'll go, yeah, that's an
No,
AI
but why?
response.
Why wouldn't you tell them in the
Because
first
a lot of this
place?
stuff isn't AI. It's a kind of mix between me and AI. You know what I mean? It's a bit of me and a bit of its kind of cold logic, kind of, blah, blah, blah. And it's something I might forget. Like, oh shit, I forgot to mention having strong boundaries that I had. Yeah? That I developed over time. Yeah? I forgot to put that in. Thank you. And I won't even cut and paste it. I'll go, yeah, you've got to have strong boundaries because if you don't, then your boundaries will not be able to protect you, which therefore.
So I mean, I'm sorry if I sound like I'm being critical, but it's coming from a place of love. Uh, I don't. I think you will get more from not telling people what they should be
No, I
doing.
don't tell them.
Because,
Who's
like, why are you still
Louis?
there, Lee? Like, why are you still in the group if your trauma's dealt with? Because it's not. I can tell you it's
When I
not.
went to Al-Anon, yeah, there was people there that had left their alcoholic 10 years ago, but they still came to Al-Anon every week because they had knowledge and also it helped them to
Yeah,
understand.
but you haven't processed your trauma yet.
No.
So, I'm just saying, just really think about what your
But
true
basically,
motivation is, because I don't think it's healthy
I don't
what you're
respond to
doing.
everything. I just respond to something that, if someone's got a similar thing they're going through, I'll go, yeah, I can empathise with that because this happened to me. And basically it got much worse than this and blah, blah, blah. And they go, wow, fucking hell, I didn't understand that it could get that bad. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people don't understand how bad it can get, yeah? Because they go, oh, things will get better next week or things will get better, They've said they've stopped drinking, so everything's fine. But they're not, because they're in a cycle, you see, and they come back.
But you don't know that.
I do, because it's
No,
the
you
same.
don't. No, Lee, you're not there. You don't know the individual. You're projecting your experience onto
They
something that
post
you.
this stuff, and then 2 weeks later they post, oh, he's been in a DUI or something like
Yeah,
that.
but
It's
if
the
you
same
can't,
fucking
you can't
thing.
go.
It's the same fucking username, Louis.
Well, I would not do it if I was you, but I'm not you, so it's fine. Like, I want you to be able to, if you're going to spend time in these forums, I want you to get the best out of them, and I just don't think AI is going to help you do that.
Well, basically, I was in these forums.
Do you want
for
something?
I would. I was in these forums before AI existed. You know what I mean?
I understand that.
And I've written some very kind of personal stuff on there, and got some pretty fucking amazing responses. Yeah, and I've even put those responses into AI to see what it thought, and they went, yeah, that's pretty bang on. So there is a bit of kind of logic to this as well as everything.
I get it.
And sometimes, you need a kick up the arse, don't you? You do. Sometimes you just need,
people not from you in an internet forum that don't know if they're traumatized.
well, if traumatized people can't help each other, then where are we?
But they don't help each other by kicking up the arse. Like, you can kick your friend up the arse because you care about them, but I'd be careful about doing it on the internet.
Well, you know what I mean? Like, if I got really, really bad responses, I'd stop doing it immediately. But I never do. I get really, really fucking, good responses. You know what I mean? It's...
As a question, how many people often leave bad responses if you upset someone? How many people, if they're traumatised, are going to then, if they've got PTSD, how many people are going to get into a conflict with you and say, you've upset me? They won't, they'll stay silent. So the people you do have, yes, they'll tell you. But the ones you don't, won't. So it's hard to get a metric on it.
Yeah, but, that's, basically I see a lot of posts get actually deleted.
Yeah, fair. There's moderators.
So there's moderators there, and
Yeah,
I see the post pass the moderation literally 100% all the time.
I'm sure what you're saying is, correct.
It's fucking bang on.
Well, of course it's because it's an AI rated.
No, not always, Louis. It's bang on because I don't use AI all the time. My responses are, even though I'm learning, I've got a lot of experience of where I went wrong and how be careful, where I went wrong and how I got better, you know. Because if I was still in that relationship, still being abused, then obviously I could fucking say shit to no one. But I'm not.
No, but even if someone...
What?
Surely there is lots of people that are still in relationships in that group that are in relationships with loved ones. That,
Yeah. And so if you saw a post like that, what was your response be?
I would empathise with them.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go to AI.
Right. So you go, oh, I'm sorry, would you? Or what would you do?
I'd go, it depends. I'd listen to what they're saying.
Yeah.
So the first thing to do, I mean, honestly, you really need to read my book because it ends up with essentially the system learning that silence and listening is better than telling people what to do, or better than fake empathy or fake care. The simulacrum, like so, the whole thesis of my book is the opposite of what you're doing. Hence why I probably disagree with it quite a lot. It is what it is. Like,
Fucking if I know.
I'm not saying I'm right.
If I, you know,
but literally,
if I want to
if you actually read my book, if you read the end of it, it's like the end of it is sometimes you should just sit in silence with people that are traumatized.
It's a bit hard to do.
What to do.
Right. Yeah, but you know, I'm kind of like to an opinion that if I'd found these groups or these rooms earlier, I could have got out a lot earlier because these people told their story and how they overcome it. Basically, got me out of a really sticky situation because I realised that I was in really, really, really deep water, and I didn't understand the fucking goddamn thing I was doing. In fact, I was hurting people, just because I was trying to do the right thing, which ended up being the fucking wrong thing. You get me? And that's why it's fucking, you know, good learn. I'm very, very strong when it comes to these things. I might be traumatised, but I'm not thick.
No, it's thick.
Yeah. No, you know, and I know literally, I might not know everything I'm talking about, but I certainly know what boundaries are. I didn't know what a fucking boundary was 8 years ago.
I did. I was just shit at them.
Yeah, well, you know, that's weak boundaries or boundary enforcement. And that's another thing you can learn, to have really strong boundaries. Even if, you know, they're good things. I really like them, even though they're hard to enforce, you know what I mean? Especially when love's involved.
Well, very, also, obviously, you really need to use my work because I also go into boundaries in it, so...
Yeah. But boundaries are good, they're healthy, you know what I mean? And
you have healthy boundaries. That's the thing. A boundary's not always healthy boundary. So for instance, Danny talks about boundaries a lot, but the boundary was to protect her ego, not to...
Oh, well
it was a misuse of the concept.
And you can have boundaries where you're just basically abusing someone.
Yeah.
You know, but some boundaries are very, very simple. Like, if you keep drinking, I will leave. That's a really, like, that, you know.
Yeah.
If I find...
It's a one-time 50-50 black and white.
Yeah, you know, it's like, so I cannot stand your behaviour anymore, so if you keep doing this, I will leave until you change your behaviour. And it's like, not you, but I'm talking about in general. You know, and it's like, because you've crossed my boundary, or you've broken my boundary, or you make me feel uncomfortable, and basically treat me better. You know what I mean? And take accountability. And I didn't know any of this 8 years ago. Fucking hell. Yeah, you know, all this language of...
I don't think I'd really used the word accountability until last year. And it became the fucking word of the year.
Right.
Accountability, oh bollocks.
Oh yeah. But yeah, certainly I think, you know, it's good to explore these things and but I do think you're right at the moment that AI can't be used for psychotherapy.
No.
Yeah.
I think
Anything
anything that really requires human, I wouldn't want to listen to a band of AI robots playing music. I like fucking about with AI music, but it wouldn't be the same thing watching robots playing music, would it?
No.
And so certain things require human connection, and psychotherapy is definitely one of them, as is peer support.
But signposting is probably can be done by AI.
Oh, yeah,
of course
you can. You can Google where the nearest fucking support group is, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's not what we're talking about though, is it?
No, but sometimes people do ask where the nearest support group is.
You can Google it, that's fine. That's
And
not what,
they're asking in the group,
about, though,
and they're quite old and they don't understand Google or whatever.
That's not what we're talking about. I'm not talking about that, am I? I'm talking about, you advising people and so not just signposting, giving people advice.
No, I'm not giving them. You're not allowed to give. Louis, man, stop this advice shit because you're not actually allowed to give advice to the group. They will pull your comment if you're giving advice. Yeah, it's about sharing stories and empathising with each other, and getting some common ground and making some great contacts and and make sure these people don't feel that they're alone.
That's why I don't understand why you're using AI, because AI doesn't really facilitate those things in a real way.
Yeah, well, what is real?
Well, human connection.
I don't know, we live in a post-factual society, man.
Well, we do, but there's even more reason to connect with people on a human level.
Right. Okay. Yeah, well,
I mean, it's like you just throw fuel onto the fire, aren't you? If you're not, even in the forum where it is based on human connection, you're just using AI. Then
but the thing is, I use it, I mix it and blend it, and it's kind of like it's not you just kind of saying, oh, I just go there and drop in AI responses.
I probably just play devil's advocate quite a lot.
Yeah, but I think
and also it's because it is the opposite of what my book's about.
Yeah, and it's kind of nuanced, and again, I might go for 3 or 4 weeks and not use any AI at all. You know what I mean? But I picked up some, maybe I picked up some kind of cool kind of thing from the AI that made me reframe certain things about what happened to me, and
I guess I don't really know what.
I mean, the AI is trained on kind of a lot of therapeutic material.
Well, yeah, but I mean, honestly, Lee, my book is essentially also kind of anti-therapy language. It's I believe in therapy, but the simulacrum of therapy, the simulacrum of care, the pretense of it, the pretending to do it, but it not actually being human connection, is basically what my whole book is about, and it's a critique of that.
Yeah.
And you're sort of enacting that in front of me, and it's like, Deep, don't do that.
It's so
Connect with them. It's triggering. PTSD.
Yeah, but the thing is,
literally have PTSD about it. I wrote a fucking book about it.
You just think I'm going in there dropping AI responses like some fucking nuke. And it's much more nuanced and it's much more contextual than that.
Yeah, okay.
Fucking hell, man. I'm not a demon. You know what I mean? Fucking hell, man. If you think I just went in there and
Please read my book, Tony. I read it. I'll send you the audio version if you want.
Yeah.
I'd like you to listen. I'd like your feedback. I respect your opinion. I'd like to know what you think. And you might learn something, because the stuff you're talking about is like stuff I've talked about, but just from a very different perspective. And I'm not saying you have to agree with it. If you read it and come back and go, Louis, I totally disagree with that and that and that. That is fucking cool. I don't mind. I'd appreciate the feedback. But
I'll give it a whirl.
Or listen to it. You have to read it.
I'll give it a whirl, yeah. Send it to me,
Yeah, I will do.
and I'll read it.
Not finished yet, but I need to another edit. But to do another edit, I need some feedback off it by someone that. Well, so when I sent it to my dad, I expected him to give me. He hates AI, so I thought he'd give me a
because
proper
I'm
critique.
abusing people with AI support groups. I'm probably the best person.
Yeah, well, no, but like your feedback, I respect your feedback. So,
God,
whatever, because you might, because you're literally not literally doing the opposite, but you obviously have a different view on it. So you are the perfect person to critique it, and I'd respect that, man. So read it, please.
I am just like kind of, I would never let the AI fucking just go carte blanche and just write responses automatically in a group.
You don't need to justify it.
Well, I'm not justifying it. It's
I'm
just
saying,
I do
there's
have
an opportunity here where
I do have a level of like kind of ethics.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying you don't at all. I'm not saying you would even realise that what you're doing is not necessarily a good idea, because why would you know? Like, you haven't had the experience that I've had, and you haven't spent, I've had a really specific insight into this, and to the point where I felt compelled to write a book about it, and so. So it's like, so if you want to learn more about it, it's like, even if you disagree with what I say in the book, please, when you get a chance, read it, because I'd really respect your feedback, even if you call it a bag of bollocks.
I think you've got some great valid points. You know what I mean? And we probably, and I do like the way you frame this kind of DPCS as a cat, not you. Because then it's not disingenuous, which you completely 100% right.
The weird thing is, it is also me. It's trained on my trauma, 100%. It's like all of the fucking thousands of messages that I put through AI trying to understand why I was being gaslit. Like, he knows more about me.
At one point, I did think you were hitting it so hard that you would lose your mind, but you didn't.
No, I didn't. I wrote a book about fucking AI cat.
Yeah, which is incredible.
Could be considered losing your mind, maybe. But
well, I don't know, Louis. Losing your mind is like.
I don't know.
Yeah. So you what we call an AI naut. You're like a astronaut, but in the AI land. But yeah, anyway, sort of like putting AI aside, just pretend I'm in the group and I'm human. The stories that I read are very, very kind of heartfelt, and some are so similar to me that could be written by me.
You should check out Blue Black Left. Did you say you watched the documentary?
Yeah. It was.
It's on Instagram. Some of the stuff on there is fucking heartbreaking, man. It's grim reading.
Yeah.
So I struggle to read it, to be honest.
Oh, cheers, Louis. This was amazing. Good. That was a good summary.
It's nice to be able to go and do some proper fucking shopping for a change.
Yeah.
She's fucking living on the fucking bread life. So, like a treat.
Yeah, it's certainly a strange time to be alive.
Yeah. Oh God, the state of the world, man. The fucking shit with Iran is nuts. It's from what I get. I mean, I don't go on Twitter, which is probably the best place to go if you want to know what's actually happening in the world. It sounds like they've licked up Tel Aviv from what I've heard, and they're just Israel is just fucking not telling anyone.
No. Well,
if you noticed as well, I don't know about your fucking algorithm, but the amount of AI war bullshit. It's really obviously AI. But there's probably really stupid people that will just be like, oh yeah, we'll just blow up a big fucking
off the scale.
You just think this is now, so this will be, probably a lot of that will be fucking foreign actors just fucking pumping.
And that's
that.
probably why
They'll have a pipeline.
And that's probably why your friend hates AI, because they use it for propaganda.
Well, but he does propaganda. He runs a bot farm, but I think he really likes making memes, and I think because AI is not very good at memes.
No.
So I think this is one thing that AI is not good at, because
it
requires about 4 levels of intelligence
Yeah.
to do a meme. They're really clever, but that sounds like a weird because it's considered low culture, but actually a meme's really it's like a cryptic crossword almost. It's to unpack it.
It's perfect.
Yeah,
it's like it's a complete optimization of the carrying of information. Yeah, 5 years ago I didn't know what one was, and then I was.
I fucking first heard it when I was at university. It's what's his name? I think fucking atheist dude. But he's memetics. It's essentially, from what I remember, it's they're considered cultural genes. So it's genetics and then memetics. So it's cultural memories almost, I think. I'm very much paraphrasing and probably fucking ill. But yeah, so it's they're sort of passed down. It means a cultural memory almost. Or genetic. But not genetic, it's a cultural gene almost.
Yeah. Okay.
Something like that. I'm probably getting this totally wrong because it was about 20 years ago. But yeah, it's before memes really existed. I'd heard of them, and then they became a thing, and I was like, oh, actually, that's interesting. And then you get it's just you see a really fucking clever meme, and you're like, oh, that's well clever, that. I was like that. But you also have to be part of the culture to get the references. And you have to pay attention long enough to. So when it's a meme that's 5 tiers deep or whatever,
Yeah,
and it's combined with another meme from 2 years ago, and it's just bam, wow, that's so clever. And you can understand exactly the cultural moment or what it's trying to say from something really abstract. It's interesting, I think. Mama, you're not having my sandwich. Fucking little shit back. It's all about fresh basil, man. All about shit.
Yeah, this is amazing. Really good.
Big try, yours. Yeah, what yours? Yours all there.
No, I'm fine.
It's 1:45.
Blast out of it a bit.
Yeah, I'll just go to bed.